Your family made you into a people pleaser. Perhaps you didn't know that and needed to hear that message, or perhaps you've known it all along and needed the reinforcement. Regardless of that, being a people pleaser in today's modern world and life is utter bullshit. And if you're sick and tired of bullshit and want to level up, build boundaries, and be assertive and confident, join my free community. It's called the No Bullshit Society. The link's in the description and pinned comment down below, where other people have gone from people pleasers to assertive, powerful, and living life on their own terms. Now, how the hell would I know anything about people pleasing and family? That's because I've been there, seen it, done it, and got the t-shirt. And no one, I repeat, no one was a bigger people pleaser than me. I'm very grateful for the family and the life that I've had and the upbringing, for sure. But sadly, my mother and father raised me, instilled into my brain and my psyche to be that people pleaser. How do we define a people pleaser? It's that simple. We go above and beyond to please people. And it's not just other family, it's friends. Then it extends to co-workers. Then it extends to romantic partners, strangers, and so on. By being a people pleaser, you are more susceptible to scams. You are more susceptible to being betrayed and stabbed in the back. And it all started from childhood. Now, I'm not sure about your circumstances, but I will tell you exactly what happened with me. My late father worked in hospitality. Therefore, his business, his trade, his customer were people. He said he was a massive people pleaser as well, and he would go above and beyond to accommodate customers. He would say that customers would come in as customers and leave as friends. So it was natural for his career and his personality to be like that. He also had an open door policy in his office and on his phone. You need something, call him anytime, he'll answer. No boundaries. You need a favour, same thing. You need a loan, I'll give you the money. You need advice, whatever. He helped a lot of people in his life, but he also exhausted himself, drained himself, got badly burnt and betrayed many times as well. And also he's dead at 62. God rest his soul. My mother was a little bit of a balance of people pleasing and the opposite. She would have a bit of boundaries and stand up for herself, but then her boundaries would fold very easily and she'd be masked in insecurity, and still to this day she struggles with that. She's a fantastic host and goes above and beyond for those she loves, but also will do the same to win the affection, attention and validation of others. So with that combination of the two wonderful people, by the way, those ideas were instilled inside of me from a young age. I was told the following philosophies and beliefs. For example, make sure, all the way back at school, that other people like you. It is very important to be liked. I used to be driven to school with my dad because we used to go to a school quite far away. And he used to say to me, as he would drive to work as well, it is imperative when you go into that classroom that the teachers like you, that all the kids like you. And if anyone doesn't like you or anyone hates you, that is a problem. You've got to be liked. You've got to try and be popular. You don't want to cause problems. You don't want to cause disruptions. You don't want to be nasty, whatever. Just be liked and loved by everyone. The next thing that was instilled in me from a young age is this. Make sure you put other people first. I was raised in a Christian Orthodox household, and I'm proud to be Christian Orthodox. But at the same time, there was the religious aspect as well. You've got to love thy neighbour no matter what. You've got to always put others first and go above and beyond for other people. Notice how not once did my parents from a young age tell me to put my needs first, to put me first, to stand up for myself. Hence the people pleasing. And when I got a little bit older and when I was going through puberty and so on and so forth, the same applied with dating. My dad gave me the most atrocious dating advice ever, and he used to say to me, go out there and make that woman feel special. Go buy her chocolates, buy her flowers, make her feel adored, tell her how amazing she is and how you're lucky to be around her. And that was the other thing. Whenever I made friends, whenever I had people in and around my life who I had built through my people pleasing, My parents would say the same thing. You are lucky to have these people. You are lucky. Do not lose them. Do not screw it up. Do not mess it up. Of course, inside of me, this confused the hell out of me. I adored my parents and respected my parents. I thought this was the right way to go. I thought this is how you needed to be in life. And so I did exactly what they said. When I went to school, I tried to be as popular and liked by everyone. And yet I suffered immense serious bullying. Like severe humiliation and trauma, high school trauma as I call it, that I carried on well into my 20s. When I went out into the real world and working and so on and so forth, before I started my businesses, it was the same thing. I would beg and plead for the affection, the attention of other people. I would always pick up the bill. I would treat people to lunch who I hardly knew. And I even did that in high school. Yeah, I used to buy people lunch in school. How stupid is that? To buy the affection, buy the love, buy the friendship of other people. And then when I was old enough to start properly dating, it was no wonder that I was a simp. And if you don't know what a simp is, it's someone who's basically trying to pay and buy the love of women. So I would always go to these extravagant places, try buy gifts, try do this, try tell them how wonderful they are, and it was no surprise. I was always friend zoned, rejected, was strung along for a bit, be told I was too nice, and then I would be confused and get angry and think, what the hell, I'm doing everything right, why do you still not like me? Oh, there's just something about you that's off. I don't really, can't really connect with you. I just want this guy who does nothing for me. And then suddenly, the cherry on top of this awful cake was when I entered into a narcissistic relationship. And I had narcissistic friendships and other situations as well, but this is when everything changed for me. My people-pleasing skills was taken to the extreme by a selfish, narcissistic person who never made an effort, never compromised, never gave anything back, and mistreated me, themselves, in the relationship throughout the whole process. And as time went on, and life went on as well, I was stretched so thin, so exhausted, so drained, so miserable, so sick and tired of arguing and everything, I thought, I'm going to put myself first. And I walked away from that relationship, which for the first time was the most powerfully selfish thing I've ever done. But wait, there's more. I didn't just walk away from that toxic relationship, which totally changed my life, by the way. I walked away from the nature of people-pleasing instilled in my family. My parents were very disappointed in me, in my relationship and the relationship itself, but respectfully tried to not give me advice. But my dad especially took it very personally. When I told him I am done, and I literally was done, it was met with anger and disrespect from him. I told you not to do that. I told you to try and make it work. That's toxic shame. I told you to try and turn things around. If it was me, I would be able to do this. Why are you blocking them? Why are you deleting them? That's not how I conduct myself. That's not how you should either. That was a very pivotal moment, because in a moment of weakness, I could have believed the bullshit and gone back and ruined my life. Instead, I stood firm. I said no, and I stood up for myself. And since then, my people-pleasing nature died, and I evolved into an assertive, powerful, confident, still empathetic and sensitive individual, rooted in truth. I had to basically kill the naive, people-pleasing little boy inside of me when I walked away from that relationship, who was already starved, who was already depleted, who was already emotionally burnt out, who had already had enough. And through that, something else was born. My no bullshit attitude. In today's modern society and world, people-pleasing will get you nowhere. It'll get you financially drained, emotionally drained, physically. You'll be humiliated. You'll be stretched very thin, and you will crash and burn and lead yourself straight towards a mental breakdown, a midlife crisis, and more. Instead, you need to do the opposite. And you need to stand up to your family, not through your words, because they won't listen, Not by making a big song and dance, not by shouting it from the rooftops, but by your actions. By saying no through your actions. By calling it out mentally and making a decision logically by doing so. Will you be met with hate, toxic shame, questioning, and abuse potentially? Absolutely. They raised you and wired you to be a certain way. But if you want to achieve anything in your life worthwhile, if you want to actually have success, if you don't want to go to bed miserable every night, wondering what else there is in life, you've got to kill the people pleaser inside of you and simply become no bullshit. And a great way to become truly no bullshit is in my community, the No Bullshit Society, where hundreds of people are doing the exact same thing and leveling up through truth. The link's in the description and in the pinned comment down below. It is free to join. Please do so. So, how are you a people pleaser? How did your family make you a people pleaser? Why did they do it? When did you wake up? When did you stop? When did you change? I want you to do me a favor and write in the comments below your truth, your story, because here's the thing. Not only is that therapeutic, almost like journaling for you, but also at the same time, you have no idea the lives and the people you will touch with your truth being shared. I see this every day in my community. People changing for the better. So please, be honest, don't bullshit, share the truth. And most importantly, if this has not sunk in or lit a rocket up your ass and motivated you to change, to stop this, you need to watch this again and again and again until the message rings true. Once the penny drops, once you finally see it, because unconsciously you need to hear something repeatedly, that's where real change happens. And you don't become an arsehole or a narcissist after this. You become yourself and you finally stand up for yourself by also realizing nobody was ever coming to save you.